This is the second part of my book, and today we'll be dealing with some different aspects of your grief. So, today it's something to talk to you about your family and friends and work, how you use your leisure and some happy activities, about home comforts, checking out, and doing nothing, and retail therapy. No one can walk through the grief for you, but they can walk by your side. Your family is along the journey with you. Therefore, this time of loss is significant. Get all the support that is offered. Some members come in close while others stand back. Be aware and accept this reality. Not everyone is able to deal with grief on all the different levels. Sometimes their lives are busy and they are on their own version of overwhelm. In addition, we all offer different forms of healing. Some people wish to talk through it all, while others want to avoid the obvious. At the beginning, there may be lots of support, but as the months pass, it does lessen. There are few who walk the entire path of loss with us, so just be grateful for those loving souls. Loss is a personal journey, but you do not have to do it alone. Others will offer you new insights and bring to your attention different strategies and give hope. Some help is emotional support, and other versions manifest as assistance with practical aspects. One of my sons helped me put in a new dishwasher. All are valid measures of love and support. Perhaps your brother never mentions the obvious grief but fixes your lawnmower. See behind all these actions. How much you confide in your families also changes the outcome. At the start, you have to come to terms with a terrible loss. Often the separation has been occurring and you know they are dying. However, when the loss is sudden, you may feel numb or in denial. Always remember you are the one who's feeling the loss the most, not others. You are the heartbroken one. Unless you have lost a partner, I believe you cannot truly understand the magnitude of grief as a widow or widower. People come from their perceptions and have a completely different view because of where they are standing. And remember, the advice or comments the family makes may be mind-focused, not always coming from the heart. Understand that love manifests in many ways and be grateful for all the assistance given by your family. Your friends are similar to your family. What you tell your girlfriend is not always the same as what you tell your mum, though. There is less screening with close friends because you are often similar ages or come from similar values, so it is easier to speak openly. There is also an aspect of protection with family due to the intimate dynamic. Friends are good gauges of how well you're coping. They provide reflection and insights you miss. Listen and take on board suggestions given, even when you are not quite sure. In every bit of help, there is truth. During the loss, you will be very wobbly, and so it's very easy to miss the obvious. Friendships are built on love and trust. Take any advice and then decide. When you know that emotionally you are unable to socialize, it's okay to decline. Your emotions are telling you to be alone and heal. However, on occasion, socializing is a better way to move ahead to the next level. Loss ebbs and flows. An invitation yesterday seems great until you wake up in a total blubbering mess. Some emotions have to be ridden alone or in front of mindless television with loads of comfort food. There is a mask people wear socially, and on the dark days, that cover is not enough. Our true friends understand that giving you space is the best gift for now. Be aware of controlling people who want to live through your drama. They attach, want to run your life. This is not a friendship, this is power uncontrolled. So resist being bullied even by a seemingly good friend. Healing is a personal path. Some of us love having many people around to give us support, while others prefer more time alone. Your friends are the support vehicle during a torrid time. Embrace their presence. When possible, keep aiming to work. Work stabilizes and takes your mind away from the ongoing loss. However, at the start, it may not be a good option. Unless you are functioning well, consider time away. I took a few months off during the worst part. I tried to go back, but the yo-yo effect meant I never knew when I was operational. I gave myself this time to heal. As I improved, I added the type of work activity that I could manage without feeling pressured. Healing after loss is a slow process and unpredictable. When I decided not to work, it was frustrating because I loved to work and it gave me an escape from the constant pain. But the downside was my inability to perform adequately. Instead, I worked on other areas and rechanneled my energy there. We all function differently, and you have to be true to yourself. Make the right decision for you. Focus on healing and see whether work helps or hinders it. Leisure time is a dangerous place where your demons might surface. Maybe you spent leisure time with your lost love and now you are on your own. Doing the same activity brings much sadness. I try to do daily walks through the local park, but the memories and the amount of tears I shed while walking was not worth it. I knew I would resume walking, but not in the early stage of loss. I decided to walk at other places where the memories weren't there. Some leisure pursuits work well and have no effect on you emotionally. Try to pursue those. Beginning some new ones is a good idea. You meet new people and you arrive as a single person instead of half a couple. Joining singles groups is also an option. At the start, your broken heart may be unable to face fronting up alone. You may not be ready to tell others you are widowed, and you are unsure of how you will handle it. Wait until you are ready. Let your emotions settle, then venture out. Happy activities are going to make your life better. I made a list of things I love to do. After loss, I was all over the place and needed to make some structure in an attempt to move ahead. I put the list on my fridge. I actually did one and put it in my bedroom so every day I could see some of the things I could do. I included buying items online, joining interest groups, gardening, reading, painting, baking, and various other pursuits like writing, poetry, and practicing Qigong. This is a time to re-evaluate who you are and what you love. When you are terribly unhappy, it is easy to spiral down. A session of yoga or a few minutes running on my trampoline alters my energy, and at least for a short time, I'm in a happy place. Being mindful is important that you are also enjoying yourself. Try not to focus on the past or the future, just be in the now. Being happy changes your body chemistry and increases endorphins. Even short bursts of happiness build change. And finding happiness amongst it all takes effort, but the benefits are worth it. Listen to your inner voice and allow home to nurture you. Surrounded by familiar sounds and places, there is no pressure. My home helped me heal. I could be exactly how I felt without anyone else to consider. Nearly every time I ventured out, I met someone and had to face it again. As long as you do not hide there, home is a good place. There were days I did no housework and stayed in bed watching Netflix. There were other days when I did lots of gardening. I soothed myself with comfort foods and lessened my stress. Sometimes being home is the cure. Although you're not moving on physically, you're moving through difficult emotions and releasing them in a safe environment. During the home days, nurture yourself and do not do anything difficult. The time out recharges and rests a weary heart. Checking out is a useful strategy. You are going through many emotions and anxieties and detaching into other worlds works. It is not denial, simply a coping mechanism. Checking out means you stay on your own or stop doing all the normal activities. Time stands still while you regroup. Sometimes you will need weeks of this behaviour and other times a few hours is enough. During these spaces, healing occurs on a deeper level. Although you are cleaning the house or absorbed in trashy TV, your heart and mind are adjusting. There's nothing you can do to escape the passage of grief. The tunnel is long and some days the light at the end of the tunnel is hard to see. Consumed by emotion and fear, you have to stop in order to keep going. I checked out eating ice cream, watching TV. I probably sound like I'm always watching TV actually. When I checked out eating ice cream, I knew it was doing me good. When I checked out eating ice cream and was one of the things I did, I knew it was doing me good. Having a break from the situation and tedium of forms and death certificates recharged me. I didn't answer the phone or check the letterbox or even my email to see his name on there and something I had to do. The important consideration is allowing yourself to be off duty from your incredibly difficult life. Checking out helps to consolidate where you are in the bigger picture and redirect energies elsewhere. Total absorption in anything but grief allows your mind and heart to settle and process. It is when you are refocusing on something else that you recalibrate your future. Learn to love your checking out times. It strengthens and grounds you. Every day factor them in and embrace the respite. I'm now going to speak about doing nothing. Society is always expecting us to be involved in some activity, therefore doing nothing as a tool for healing sounds counterproductive. But it's a wonderful way to deal with everything. Sitting and looking out the window, just sitting doing nothing. When you are on overwhelm, it is like a sanctuary. After everything that has happened, you may be totally spent. Not sleeping properly does not help, and the exhaustion of the last months make you slow and apathetic. Unlike checking out, where you do some activity, this is when you do no activity. Doing nothing is like a healing meditation. Let yourself sit in the space until you feel like moving. It reminded me of when I was a child and spun around till I was dizzy. Then by being still, I regained my balance. Never feel lazy or guilty about doing nothing. The body is wise, and this is the body resetting itself again. As time passes, you will need less nothingness time. Your upbringings may have encouraged activity all the time, and you may feel guilty when resting. Guilt is when you have done something wrong, and doing nothing is a gift to yourself. Being in the nothing space brings you back to yourself and recharges the soul. During the loss, you may lose sight of what makes you happy. Retail therapy can make you happy. It's only transient, but it works. Happy is not part of your life, as the grief clouds every day. However, retail therapy has two positive outcomes. Buying something you love brings temporary happiness and satisfaction. Then when you have bought it or ordered it online, it brings joy. Using your retail therapy makes a completely sad day a little better. Every week buy an item or small gift. Make it part of the healing process. Having a brand new product is like bringing the future into your world. New cushions, a new dress or cooking utensil all give another focus. All of your clothes might remind you of the times you had spent. Some were tied into places you visited as a couple or times you enjoyed. Initially, this may upset you. Buy a couple of new outfits and tops that have no memories and wear them on the dark days. It is a form of moving on. When you are heading towards a special birthday or anniversary, buy a little gift which arrives in time. It takes away the pain of having another celebration alone. I bought a couple of Royal Doulton plates before Valentine's Day. As a couple, we always went out for a special meal, bought gifts and cards. Now this day is a lonely one. But having my plates arrive a day or two before changed the energy